Alright, Danny.
You alright?
How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Just going straight on to your amateur career first, before we talk about your pros.
Yeah.
Where did it start?
Started all the way back at Borshire when I was 9. Started there with on the junior nights, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then progressed onto the senior nights with Ben Lancaster, and then from there just took off for me. Do you know what I mean? I had my first fight when I was 11. And ended up having 70 amateur bouts before I turned.
What's your memories of that first bout?
It was to be honest, it felt like second. It was weird. It felt like second because I've been sparring so much. I've been going around all the other gyms for two years. I couldn't fight. It was weird. It was surreal. That's all I really remember from it, and it was a good fight.
And then you went to Ben Lancaster's.
Yeah.
And you was at the Shed. I've never been, but I've heard about it.
Yeah. It was, what's it called? It was the top. I still go there now. I still do a bit of coaching there myself there with the lads.
Is that attached to his house or something like that?
Yeah. It was his old storage shed, and we just extended it and made it into a gym and kitted it out and whatever. And it's a top little facility now.
Yeah. And he's got quite a good team there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I know when I've seen you in contests in the past, it seems a very close unit of lads.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You got Jack Rafferty.
Well, we did have. Yeah, Jack Raff's moved now. But, Jack Kilgannon, Macaulay McGowan, myself, Joe Eco was there at the time as well. He recently retired. But yeah, it was a top thriving little gym.
Yeah. And apart from your ABAs, which you went on to win the junior and the senior, didn't you?
Yeah.
What were your standout bouts that you can remember from your amateur career?
Certain shows that I went on away shows mostly. When I'd fight like national champions who was struggling to get bouts, I'd always take them. So, and I got a good few wins on the road doing them. Because not many people wanted to fight me, but when you're at the top level, top lads have got to fight each other. Do you know what I mean? If you're not in that, especially if you're not in that GB and stuff like that, you're not getting them bouts. You just got to fight them top kids. So they were some of the most memorable wins. Were the one in Liverpool when I was about 14, 15. Beat a top kid there who'd stop like most of his opponents and I beat him. So that was a big win for me. That one.
Yeah, I remember you beating Astley VIP. I remember you beating Andrew Fleming. I wasn't supporting you that night. yeah.
That was a good fight though. That one. That was in the ABA.
That was in the ABAs. That. And you went to, what year was it? You went on to win. Well, you won the junior.
I won the juniors in 26. No, that's when I think I won the seniors in 2016. I think I won the seniors in 2016, 2017, and it was 2013 when I won the juniors. So yeah. And
then when you won the seniors, there was a lot of good lads in that competition. But
I think that way through, everyone in my box had over 20, 30 fights, and the ones who'd had 30 fights was counted as novices in that. Do you know what I mean? That year there was some top talent in there. And then I went on to beat the two seeds in the final weekend, so that was a good weekend for me. That
was the first time I'd seen you box, and I think I would have described your style as educated pressure.
Yeah.
You just non-stop fitness, wasn't you?
Yeah.
And when you won that title, what sort of training was you putting in to get to that level?
At that point in time, I was at university as well, so I was studying sports science. So I was using a lot of what I'd learned and what I'd done for years and years in Borshire, which was just graph with Ben. And then we was in the shed at that point in time, so it was just continuous. It was like training 2 or 3 times a day. I was training like a pro while studying my degree. And
you needed that to win that title, did you?
I think because the weight, I was big at the weight, so I learned a lot about nutrition and I learned how to do my weight right, and I was getting my weight bang on every fight, and that helped because I was big at the weight and I'd come in and I was fit, and at the same time though, I've been practicing a lot of certain things technically, and I just used all that.
Yeah. And I think I've not really mentioned him much yet. You coach Ben Lancaster.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I've watched him from afar. He seems quite invested in his boxers.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And quite calm.
Yeah, he
is. What type of coach is he?
He's an unbelievable coach, to be honest. He dedicates his life to you. Do you know what I mean? And when he believes in you, he truly will do anything for you. Any of his lads. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, he's a top coach, and he's very, very experienced as well. 35 years in the game, and had loads of national champions over the years at Bush, like countless. Do you know what I mean? So he's been involved for a long time, and then it was only really with just before we started turning over, that he started doing his pros because he envisioned, obviously, for us to be champions in the pro ranks. So yeah, he's a top coach.
When you won that title, I remember watching you, and I'm not blowing smoke. Well, I am blowing smoke up you. You did stand out in that tournament in all the weights, and I've watched loads of boxing, but you definitely stood out because it was your work rate. You just wouldn't let lads settle, and you could see that you was going to do things. Yeah. How come you never went down the GB route? Was there any particular reason?
The year before, I was the youngest lad unseeded to get as far as what I got in the senior ABAs, and they completely overlooked me and other lads I could see, and we got to the semi-finals and stuff, getting offers going up to GB, and just didn't. I've been on the emerging talent squad before that, but that path never went for me. It just never fell into place. So when they did want me, I had an offer from Frank Warren on the table. I always wanted to be a professional fighter. That was my ambition. It wasn't to go for GB. I didn't want to. At that time, I didn't really want to be part of that system. It wasn't for me. Do you know what I mean? So when that offer was there, I was like, yeah, I took it with both hands. And I loved being a professional fighter when I was doing it. Everything was going right up until the point when I had to retire. Do you know what I mean? Everything was moving in the right direction.
Just to explain, you was flying, wasn't you, as a pro? I'd seen you box a couple of times, and I didn't see you lose a round.
No, as a pro, I didn't lose a round.
You was 10-0, wasn't you? And then obviously your medical.
It was a shock. This is where I was going to be stepping up in end of 2018. I was stepping up towards titles for 2019. I had 2 fights lined up, Frank Warren shows, one at the MEN, and all of a sudden, end of that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I seen because I remember at the time, because you was a name that, not that I know boxing that well, but I as well as a lot of coaches were saying you can see him going all the way. Yeah. And I don't know you, but even I was thinking, that must have knocked you for 6.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because everything was going.
Everything in my head was to do that. Do you know what I mean? Go the whole way, but it's one of them. You've got to deal with it. Obviously, 2019 was an hard year, but then you've got to have the resilience and move on from it.
What I did I saw an interview you did with Lee Hogan on VIP TV, and what I want to do with these videos for the amateurs is dealing with adversity, defeats or setbacks like that. Mentally, you seem very positive about the future.
You've got to be though, because if you're not, there's more to life than boxing. That's something. If you're good at it, that's something you've got to realise as well, because you can dedicate your whole life to being a boxer, which is what you've got to do to be a boxer. But at the same time, there's more to life than boxing. So
I try and say that when I coach, because to have other hobbies.
Have other interests. Whether that's as long as you're not being stupid and doing whatever, but just have them interested, because and as well it's hard as well, because if you get to top level in any sport, you've got to dedicate your life to it, and that's not just about not going out. That's about pick that as your career, because if you do half and half, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work out being a professional athlete, because certain unbelievably talented people can go and do that, can do half and half and get through it, but most lads aren't unbelievably talented. They are talented, so you've got to dedicate your life to it. So that side of it there, it's hard, because you're taking away other career paths. You know what I mean? It's tough. So, but you've got to make that decision, and that's something that if you
lads struggle with it, don't they? Even if you just stop.
Because that's why they'll fall out of the sport as well, because of things like that will stop them from being involved in the sport, because they think, well, it's a risk. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. To me, it was a risk worth taking. I believed I could have got to the top and made a career out of it. So
yeah, definitely. But now you're moving on, and you're working at Vital Impact Protection, and how's that going?
Good, picking up. We're doing well. Hopefully over 2020 we'll really see some success coming out of it. But I'm getting in the local gyms, and hopefully more local gyms know that I'm involved, and I'm gonna start to use me and purchase from me, and hopefully I can get the product to a place where everyone's really happy with it. I'm happy with some of the new things we've brought in. So yeah, I'm working towards becoming a bit of a businessman now, really. So
Good.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a different challenge, but at the same time, I'm still doing coaching.
Right.
Still got all my coaching badges. I'm going for my level 2 this year.
And what are you doing now?
I'm doing it through Mavericks Trust. I'm doing some in the community at the minute, really, more than in a gym, because I could go into any gym and train with it. You know, I know loads of lads who I could work with, but I want to try and get more kids into boxing and do it a bit of a different way at this moment in time, while I'm working full time as well.
Yeah.
The hours that I'm doing, I have an opportunity as well to go into the schools with Jamie Moore and stuff like that, and work with his new club that's opening in Waterton, ABC. Yeah, so I'm just doing bits and bobs, but yeah, staying involved in the boxing.
Right. Well, that's brilliant, Danny. I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
And you definitely one of the best boxers I've seen. I'm not just saying that, you are. And I just wish you all the best of luck.
Cheers, thank you, appreciate it. Nice one.